Hi guys and welcome. Have you ever wondered how Shopify works in terms of domains and subdomains and so on? Well, in this video we'll cover this aspect. So let's say you just finish a brand new website for your client and it's built on your subdomain on your dev environment. But now your client wants to see his website running on his domain. So you have two options. The first option is to download an archive with all your website, your database, and move it to his cPanel account. The second option is to make his domain load the files from your subdomain, so without moving your website at all. I'm not talking about a redirect. I'm talking about going to the browser, typing the client domain, and the files are loaded from your subdomain. The obvious question is, why would you do that? Well, there are several reasons why you want this option, but I'm going to present a few. In Shopify case, the platform code is not available for the client, compared to the WordPress, where everybody can see the platform code. They can see every folder and every file in the platform. So in order to protect their code, they do this option. So every website is run on their servers, all the files are on their server, and your domain is just linked with their subdomain. This way, you as a client have a fully working website, you have access to your images, your text, your content, whatever, but you don't have access to the code itself, to the platform code. If you go to your cPanel account and go to File Manager or whatever, you can search everywhere. You won't find any file regarding the Shopify website. Now let me show you how the website is linked to the Shopify subdomain. In Zone Editor, we press Manage, and we can see that the website is pointing to the Shopify subdomain based on his IP. So let's say you have your website built for the client, but you don't want your client to have access to your code, but you also need to give him a running website that is running on his domain. So in this case, this option is the one for you. For this demo, I prepared two servers. This is the first server where we have the client account, and the second server where we have our demo website, our subdomain. I'm going to show you how I've done it on my testing domain. In my case, I created a subdomain first, and then I've created an add-on domain with the domain name of the website that I want to transfer or link. As you can see, my add-on domain has document root as subdomain, or my website that I've built for the client. What this means is that every time somebody accesses that domain, the files that are loaded are from that particular subdomain that it's pointing in the document root. These are all the settings you need to do for your first server. Now on the second server, we have the same domain again, but the difference is that here it's a cPanel account and on the first server was an add-on domain. So now we go to the Zone Editor to link our domain to our subdomain. So we link server 2 to server 1. As you can see here, the IP of the domain is the same with the IP of the server. So all you need to change is just the A records like you see here. The rest will remain the same. And that's it. This is everything that you need to do in order to point your domain to a subdomain. But it's one thing I need to mention. When you go to that particular domain and try to go to the cPanel, you'll notice that your credential will not work. The reason is that now your domain name is pointing to server 1. In order to access your cPanel like before, what you need to do is, instead of your domain name, put the IP of the server. You will see the same page, but your credential will work because they are going to access your second server, so where your domain actually is. Well, that's it. I really hope you enjoy my video, and from now on you'll know how to do this trick in order to protect your code if you need to. Thank you and see you next time.